Happy Friday. Pizza and movie day at my house anyway. Hi guys. Happy Friday. Welcome to Road to ROCovery 5K. It's a new live feed we're offering leading up to our 5K in September. How you guys doing? It's a beautiful sunny day. So nice out here in my back/side yard out here in Wayne County, ROCovery Fitness Wayne County. It's not an official chapter, but we try. So I give everybody a minute to log on, and then we will start our discussion about the 5K this year and how we're going to train for it together. Hopefully you guys are as excited about it as I am this year. This is going to be so it's our 6th annual, and I think it's going to be my 4th time running it or being involved in it or being around it in whatever form. My first ROCovery 5K was back in 2017. I helped to get all the course marshals out on the trail and on the road course. We were down in Seneca Park. The only course I missed was the Genesee Valley Park course. So I've run them all or marshaled them all or tracked out the trail course every year since then, and it's been great. Every single year it's just such an amazing experience. It's so incredible to see how it's grown every single year, and all the people that come out for our 5K every year. It's just, I think last year was every year it gets bigger, but last year we had over 650 people actually run the race, come out for it and be part of the community. We had it at Mendon Ponds this past year, and it was just an amazing day. So incredible to have everyone come out, and I think by far this is an opinion that we all share, is that venue was just absolutely incredible, and by far our best one yet. So the trail was amazing, the venue was amazing, everything was great, the road was amazing. So this year we're going to be virtual, but we got some really cool things we're going to do with it that we're all really excited about. My camera may blow over here in a minute if the wind picks up much more, so bear with me. Trying to change up the video settings a little bit. I'm out in my yard right now in the sun, and it feels great. So this year we're going to be virtual. The weekend of so the first exciting thing about that is it doesn't have to happen all on one day. We're going to go through the entire weekend of September 12th and 13th. We're doing some cool things. I set up a Strava run group, which I'll post a link to in the comments after the video feed. A Strava run group where we can track each other's runs, be competitive and encouraging all at the same time. And then hopefully the day of the race, we're going to look into this a little bit more. We can see everyone's map of everywhere they're running their 5K. So that could be really a new, exciting experience for our 5K, first ever. So really looking forward to that. That's going to be really cool. The first few weeks, what we're going to do with the live Facebook feed is we're just going to go over some basics. This is truly, so the Couch to 5K program, this is going to be my 3rd year involved with it. The first year, my friend M, my very good friend M, ran it 2018, and I helped her run that program. Unfortunately broke my ankle in June, right before or right as the program was starting. So I was on my bike sort of helping out with the Couch to 5K class, and then last year I ran it. I didn't break my ankle and ran the entire thing, and it's been such a great, amazing experience for me, because I've seen people who were not, runners as you would normally think of, or they would even think of themselves, who now run regularly through our Couch to 5K program. So even if you feel like it's not something that you're comfortable with, or don't think you can do, believe me, you can. And this program will help you get there. And it's based on intervals. We start with a very, very easy interval. It's really, just baby steps into it. And I can speak for me, every time it's been a hard transition going from strength training back to running. They're very much not the same. So my conditioning, my whole body type changes based on what I'm doing for fitness. So when I strength train, I tend to put on more weight. I like to think it's muscle weight, but truth of the matter is, it's just weight, right? So that's not really conducive to running. So it takes a little while to retransition. So every time I take a break from running and focus on something different, whether it be kettlebell or strength training, it takes a little while to get back. And it's always been my experience that interval training is the way to get back into it again. Really sort of being patient with myself, being persistent and being consistent is the key to any run program. And then just through that persistence and that consistency in your training, getting back into it, over time you'll look back and say, wow, I've really come so far, over a period of time. And just really sticking with it. That's really just been the secret. And with any sport, it's 90% mental. So I've always felt like, and anyone who follows my 7:30 Life on the Run news or live Facebook feeds knows that, if your head's not in it, it's not going to be a good run. And when you're really feeling tuned in and dialed into your training, it comes out in the run or the sport overall. It's so much more a mental game, and running for me has always been that mental game, right? And if I can get there mentally, the physical part just follows suit. It's so much easier when my head's in the game. So just always having that positive outlook of I can do this, I got this, really goes a long way. And I know you've got this, whether you believe it or not. Ooh, that sounds like thunder. Whether you believe it or not, man, just believe that. I've seen so many people just break through that mental barrier of I can't do this, and just tough it out and really have gotten places they never thought they could be. So if I could say one word of encouragement, it's that I believe that anybody can get there. If I can get there, you can get there. So that said, I'm going to start the first few weeks just really basic. So I mean, this is going to be a true couch to 5K. So if you have no run experience, I'm just going to go over just some basic, we're going to post some run tips, things like that, things that you can start looking into if you're interested in getting into running and running our 5K. Just some different tips and things like that. So the first thing I want to do is go over some basic equipment stuff. So with our 5K, we do both a road course and a trail course, and we've always kind of had it that way. And it's something that I really enjoy about our 5K because on any given time I might feel like running on the road, or I might feel like running on trails. As it starts to get hotter the way it is now, trails are just so much more enjoyable to me rather than running on hot asphalt. I'm not built for heat. I have Scottish blood in my veins, and we don't really like the heat so much, I don't think. So I just really, I prefer the trails on really hot days. Even though it's a little more buggy, it's also more shaded, a little bit cooler if you start out early in the morning. So, but that being said, the difference with trail and run, so you're going to want to choose the proper footwear. So what I've got here are so when I'm more into running, I spend a little more on, I think it was my buddy Kyle who said his grandfather always told him, you spend money on things that touch the road. How you touch the earth is where you want to spend your money. So tires and shoes. So I've always enjoyed that statement from my buddy Kyle, and sort of thought about that. And it's really worthwhile to get a good pair of running shoes and to replace them regularly. If you're putting in a lot of miles, it's important to replace your running shoes. So what I've got here are my
road runners, which are, I prefer Asics. I know everyone's got their brands. I've tried a bunch of different brands. Asics have always just fit me much better. They tend to be a little wider, at least the ones that I'm buying. And it's also worthwhile to go get your foot analyzed. And I know that that's not really possible right now, but once the retail stores start to open up again, a lot of the local running stores, the Fleet Feets and things like that, will measure your foot and come up with recommendations. And I've talked to other folks about this too, my friends who had trouble with plantar fasciitis and things like that. The best thing you can do is get your foot analyzed and get the proper running shoe. So go do that as soon as you can do that. It's really important. So I choose Asics for my running shoes. Lightweight, comfortable, good padding. This is the Gel Nimbus 21. Reasonably priced, not astronomical. When I ran a full marathon in 2010, I spent a ton of money on a pair of Sauconys or Sauconys, and they were really lightweight. They were barely even a shoe, and they cost me a fortune. And it just, I don't know. Get them reasonably priced, get your foot measured. I have got also Asics Trail Runners, which are pretty good. These got like a moderate tread on them, not a real deep tread, but a moderate tread. They weren't my favorite trail runners, even though Asics, I would never dog out Asics. I like them. I also use them for hiking in the summer when we do Adirondack trips. They're also good for mountain hikes too. But a moderate tread, I don't know if you can see that. Not a ton. These have actually got some miles on them, so the tread's probably worn a little bit, but not a ton of tread on them, but a good trail runner. So it's not bad. If you are going to trail run, I suggest getting trail runners. Road runners will definitely, you won't get as much traction, and traction is really important on the trail. And then I just recently splurged and got myself a new pair of Salomon Speedcross 4s, which you can see the treads on these are very aggressive tread, a lot of grip, great runners. These ones tend to be, so these are a little narrow for me, but they do have wide widths as well. So my next pair are going to be the wider width ones, but these are great. One of our co-founders, Sean Smith, let me use one of his old pair of Speedcross 3s, and I absolutely fell in love with them. They were actually the first true trail runners I ever tried. Up until that point, I was running with road sneakers on the trail. So anyway, Speedcross by Salomon. These are really great shoes, and really they have Ortholite insoles and really comfortable. And I don't tend to do a lot of miles on the trail, so the width doesn't bother me as much. If I were doing like an ultra trail, I would definitely get the wider widths. But anyway, 4 to 8 miles on a trail, a narrower shoe didn't bother me as much. So invest in good running shoes, always a good idea before we start doing our training. Some other random things that I have that I use a lot. I have a Fitbit. I don't use that as much as I use my phone tracking system, and we'll talk about that again in a minute. But I do have a Fitbit for those times when I don't want to bring a phone with me. Knee braces, calf braces, ankle braces, all really good to invest in just in case, for extra support, not necessarily for injuries, but definitely extra support is good to have. A good pair of wireless earbuds are always a really good idea. These are not iPad, I don't know what the heck they're called. The Apple ones, I don't have those. These are cheaper ones I got off from Amazon, and I've had them a long time, and they're really good. They were like 55 bucks. They don't even have a brand name on them, but they've been a good investment. I like these a lot. And then of course, always remember sunblock. Very important on a run. You can be out there for a while, and you can be out in the sun. So get good sunblock on. We don't want anyone getting burnt, anything like that. Another thing that we talk about, and I see Mo's on, so I just want to say hi Mo, hi Meredith, hi Sue, hi Mary Lynn. Oh, and there goes my phone, just like I said it might do. Oh, you got Salomon Speedcross too, Mo? That's awesome. I love them too. They're amazing. That was one of my best purchases. So, lacrosse balls. If anybody gets plantar fasciitis, they know how painful it can be. I have found these things to be incredibly invaluable to my working out my plantar fasciitis. I roll the soles of my feet on lacrosse balls. They're hard. They really work into the tendons and everything, and the soles of my feet. They help a lot. So if anyone gets plantar fasciitis, those are helpful as well. Talking about timing, so I've always used RunKeeper, but I've started to look at Strava a little bit more, and as I mentioned before, I set up a run group for our, it's called ROCovery Runs. It's for this class and for our 5K tracking, hopefully. At least to start a run community where we can encourage each other and watch each other's training runs, and then ultimately the 5K, the virtual 5K. So I'm going to post a link to that as well, and I'm still tracking my runs on RunKeeper too, because it's just like an old habit that I can't get out of. So I use those for tracking, and then for timing, I'm going to post a link to the app that I use for the Couch to 5K classes. We are, Amanda, hi, thanks for joining. So I've got the group all set up, and I'll post the link to it again, but you can search it on Strava right now. It's Strava groups / ROCovery Runs. Interval Timer is the app that I use for the Couch to 5K program, and it allows you to set up, and I use it for my boxing class too that I teach on Monday nights at the center. It allows for various intervals and the times, and you can have warm-ups and cool-downs, and it's a really good, pretty user-friendly, pretty easy to operate timing app that you can just put on your phone if you run with your phone. Or you can just use a Fitbit or a stopwatch or whatever, because the intervals will start out with like a minute and a half. Well, it starts out with a 5-minute walk, and then you run or jog, you know, lightly, whatever you can do for a minute, walk for 2 minutes, jog for a minute, walk for 2 minutes. So it intervals through 20 minutes, and that's it. That's the workout 3 times a week. But again, as we get closer to starting the program again, that's going to be 11 weeks out. So that's going to start in July. In the first few weeks, we're just going to have talks. We're going to post tips. We're going to get everyone ready for the program, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to run the program, and I'll post the workouts, and then we'll check in, right? So that's kind of the background and the theory behind what we're going to do, and I'm excited, and I hope you're excited too. We've got so many cool things planned, and we're going to get this virtual online community up and going and supporting each other and having fun doing it too, because at the end of the day, this is just about having fun. It's about getting out there. Again, I talked about this all the time on my 7:30 feed, is that, you know, for me, this is a moving meditation. Running is very much a moving meditation in the way I check in with myself. So I hope for anyone out there considering getting into running and looking at this as a way to do it, this is a great way to do it. And I think that, you know, again, I've seen so many people transform into, you know, runners who have always said, you know, I don't know if I could do it, and things like that. I think about people specifically who are now running, you know, some of them faster. I can't even keep up with them anymore. So just know you can do it, and I'm here to help you do it, and cheer you on the whole way, and be excited for you, and with you, and just cheer for your accomplishments. My son, my youngest son, is one of my biggest heroes. Got a call, sorry. Who started with the Couch to 5K class and just ran the 5K last year. It was just amazing. You know, I can't help but smile when I think about it. And so, you know, talk about a Couch to 5K. You know, the kid was video games all the way. Never thought he could run, and ran a 5K in the trail last year, which is very challenging. So in Mendon. So anyway, Amanda, I couldn't run a mile at first, and I just ran a full marathon. Absolutely anyone can do this. Again, another great success story, and thanks for sharing that too, Amanda. You're one of those people I look at and say, well, I can't even, you know, keep up with you anymore. I see so many people just really transform into runners that it's just amazing, and it's so rewarding. It's such a great feeling, a great accomplishment, and it brings so much to my life, and I hope it will to you too. So I'm gonna stop rambling now. So I will see you guys next Friday. Again, I'll post some of those things that I talked about in the news or in the comment feed. Also join me 7:30 in the morning Monday and Wednesday for Life on the Run, Lessons from the Road, where we're doing a little longer distances and just talking about other things other than running, but how they relate to running and things like that. So 7:30 Monday, Wednesday, and then noon here for Road to ROCovery 5K. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for joining me. See you next week. Have a great weekend.